So guys, it's that time of the month again when I'm sharing with you my most loved and worn perfumes, and today we are gonna chit-chat about top 10 fragrances I've been wearing the most in March 2021. So to find out more about them, please keep on watching this video, but also feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're here for the first time or you haven't subscribed already. And while I'm sharing with you my monthly favorites, feel free to do the same and comment down below yours. And on that note, let's get started. Hi guys, and welcome back to the monthly roundup, which I love because filming these videos, I'm reflecting back at all the fragrances I've been wearing, testing during the month, and it allows me to kind of like realize myself which fragrances I've been enjoying the most during the month. So you can do the same and comment down below your most favorite perfumes of March. I have top 10 fragrances to share with you. And on that note, let's begin. And I want to say just a couple of words regarding the weather in Germany in March. It was different, guys. And usually in the springtime it's pretty warm in Germany, but it's different this year. March was quite wintry, although we also had a couple of sunny days. So in today's video you can expect a very different kind of perfume. Some of them are springy, others are not, but I want to open this list with something that smells green, fresh, kind of perfect for spring. And I was very excited for this perfume. When it was first launched, I was immediately like, ooh, I need to have it. But since all the shops are still closed, I couldn't wait for them to open, so I decided to purchase it blindly. And thanks God, I'm not disappointed by Matcha Meditation from the brand Maison Margiela. And already from the name you understand it's gonna be a tea perfume, and you might remember this brand already had a fragrance called Tea Escape. So I was very much hoping that it's gonna be a dupe for that, because Tea Escape is discontinued. And just in case you're interested in the comparison of Matcha Meditation and Tea Escape, we've already done that with Benny in a separate video, the link to which I will put in the description box down below. But let's talk about Matcha Meditation, which has the most realistic matcha tea note in the opening. So it smells just like matcha, which might be a little bit challenging to some people because it's quite sharp and you really need to get used to it. So let me know if you like the scent and taste of matcha tea or not. But I really like its opening. It's grassy, it's green, it's springy, it's so beautifully tea-like, because I am a huge fan of tea. But I'm not the biggest fan of the dry down because it turns way too dry and jasmine-y on me. So the opening is fantastic, the dry down is okay, but I've been loving it during the warmer days just because, you know, it's so leafy, so green, and at the same time it has some power behind it. So it's a very lovely fragrance from Maison Margiela that I almost broke because it fell off my shelf in the you know, in my bedroom, and these caps break very easily. Just wanted to let you know that. And we are moving on to another blind bought perfume of mine that I was very tempted to get, because I remember I first smelled fragrances from this French brand as I was in France, but back then I was young, I had no YouTube channel and also no money to buy perfumes. So for the edible top list and for the almond top list, I purchased Dragée from Reminiscence, and this is a fragrance from their Gourmand's collection. Please let me know if you're familiar with this collection and let me know what you think about it in the comments. I can tell you that this is such a lovely, sweet perfume because it's juicy and fresh, so it's not too sweet, and it is also powdery. So in there I get everything I love in the perfume. And there is almond blossom in there, not the almond seed. And I've already created a top list dedicated to the note of almond just because I've been obsessed with it in March, and it's one of the almond fragrances I really love because it also reminds me of another fragrance that is called Love. So I really like this perfume for the way how versatile it is, and I keep it at Benny's place just because if I want to refresh myself or wear a fragrance when I'm there, I can grab it, and it's just something so pleasant to enjoy for everyone. And with that being said, guys, I want to move on to a fragrance that's one of the heaviest on today's list, and I've been wearing it during the colder days in March, and it's kind of like a blend of two very popular fragrances out there, which are Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Francisco de Jong and Lost Cherry by Tom Ford. Because here I'm talking about hybrid from duo fragrances called Cherry Casino. And if you like to layer those two perfumes, I think you will like this one, because in here you get kind of like a sharp note of saffron in the opening that might remind you of Baccarat Rouge, but at the same time there is so much of cherry almond in there that it smells very much like Lost Cherry. And I was very interested in the comparison of how much of each is in there, so I would say it's mostly Lost Cherry with a Baccarat Rouge-like opening, and it's very mass appealing, it's very enjoyable. It's a gourmand perfume with this sexy, boozy cherry note that people really love. It's syrupy, it's dense. I've been spraying like crazy on my coat, and at work everyone loved it. So just in case you like those two perfumes and you layer them and you want to have a fragrance that would give you the impression of wearing both, that's Cherry Casino. Alright guys, so we are moving on to a fragrance I got, well, I actually bought it blindly, for the top list of vanilla perfumes. But since it was pretty wintry in March in Germany, I decided to focus on darker vanilla options. And I know that some of you really love vanilla, but others are not really into it. And please let me know to which category you kind of like count yourself to, but I can tell you I'm a big fan of vanilla, and I have so many different vanillas in my collection, but I just wanted to show you guys that vanilla can be also dark. So I created a top list of dark vanilla perfumes that you can watch after this video. The link to it you'll find down below in the description box, and this fragrance seemed to be just perfect for that video because MONTALE's newest creation is called Dark Vanilla, and its name is pretty much a spot on. So I blind bought this perfume, okay, and it has MONTALE's DNA written all over it. The opening is spicy, you get a ton of woody notes in there as well, and because of the lather, this vanilla that is very prominent in there, it is sweet but it stays on the dark side. So it's one of those fragrances you might want to wear if you're going out, you want something that would attract people thanks to the coziness of vanilla, but at the same time you want something darker. So just in case you are looking for darker vanilla options, check out my video. In there I feature like smoky and leathery and woody vanillas, and this one is so amazing for that. So it's a successful blind buy of mine. And with that being said, let's move on to the fragrance I got for another top list, not about vanilla but Almond, which was the star of March best of episode, and I'm talking about Initia's High Frequency. Now I gotta be honest with you, I absolutely adore this fragrance, but I got it in a decant from the brand Unique You because I wasn't really sure if it's gonna be alright or not, because there are only 3 notes mentioned in this fragrance, and I can tell you it is so much more than that. So the opening of this perfume is just amazing, and it was love at first sniff for me. I just love the kind of like ethereal jasmine in there that might be because of the Young, and it smells like almond milk too. So it's like drinking almond milk when you're in a garden in the morning, you know, kind of like breakfast with almond milk and jasmine flowers on your balcony. But I have mixed emotions about this perfume because the more I wore it, not the least I loved it, but it reminded me of another perfume which is actually very popular. It's from Parfums de Marly and it is called Pegasus. And I'm wondering if Initio kind of like creates fragrances similar to Parfums de Marly perfumes, or these are related brands. So if you have any information regarding that, please let me know. But I can tell you this is a wonderful fragrance, so addictive, so wearable. I used to go heavy on it and spray it more than I usually do. So it's a full bottle worthy, but if you just want to test before investing, which I recommend, check out Unique You's website and use my discount, because you can subscribe to their perfume subscription and you'll get a new perfume every month that you can discover, which is so cool. Okay guys, so today I mentioned a couple of blind bought perfumes. The next one is also going to be a blind buy, but this time it's a miss, although I was so sure about it. This is the fragrance I was sure about the most, meaning like I knew I will like it. Sometimes I know I will like something, and I do. Sometimes I'm not sure, and sometimes I just buy a fragrance because I'm like, whatever, let's have fun. But I gotta be honest with you, I was pretty much surprised that I got disappointed by the newest fragrance from Givenchy's Lentody collection that's called Édition Millésime. And I'm disappointed not because this is a bad perfume, it's actually nice, and as you know, I adore Eau de Parfum. It's one of the best designer fragrances out there, definitely my signature scent when it comes to designer perfumes. But I was excited for this one because of two new notes in this perfume, which are ginger and almond. Yes, almond. I was so into almond in March, and I expected it to be spicier and powderier than the original one, and my main disappointment is that it smells so similar to the rest of the collection that I didn't see the point, like for Givenchy, to release it as a separate perfume. They could really push on ginger and almond, which they didn't. So just in case you're interested in this perfume, you might want to check out my comparison to Eau de Parfum, and you can also get it from me. Like maybe we can trade it for something else I'm interested in from your collection. In case you would like that, please contact me on Instagram or here in the comments. The bottle is almost full. I just sprayed it a couple of times, but yeah, I wish I spent my money on something else that's a little bit more unique and different than from what I already have. But here we go, not all blind buys can be successful. That's what I learned. Well, I kind of already knew that. Okay, you won't believe, but we are gonna talk about another blind bought perfume. Maybe I should call this video blind bought fragrance of the month, whatever. Next fragrance is from MONTALE. I'm actually a fan of MONTALE. Let me know if you want me to review Dark Vanilla in a separate video and Sweet Oriental Dream. I'll tell you why I blind bought this perfume. That's because, first of all, the best of episode of March is dedicated to the note of almond. Almond in here should be the main note, and most excitingly for me, this fragrance is compared to a perfume that has been on my wishlist forever, which is Lacombe by Keiko Misheri. But since I couldn't find it anywhere online, I decided to go for this one, and I was so lucky to receive Lacombe as my birthday gift from a dear subscriber, Martha, who is very generous. So anyway, I can tell you that Sweet Oriental Dream just smells like Sweet Oriental Dream, in which honey is the main note. It's very sweet, it's very dense, it's powdery because of the almond, it's vanillic, it's a little bit rosy, it's in the MONTALE style, and it's not for those who don't like beast mode perfumes, but for those who want their perfume to project really well and to stay on all day long, and on hair it stays on until you wash it. So it's a lovely, cozy, cocooning, sweet, pleasant, amazing, powdery fragrance. I'm in love with it. It is very strong, so I don't go heavy on it, but other than that, I find it's awesome. Next perfume is not a blind buy, but it's very special, and I received it for a review, and it turned out to be such a favorite that I mentioned it in the video about my favorite monthly perfume discovery that I film for you every month. By the end of the month, I really choose most favorite fragrance of the month, perfume I discovered, and in March that's Bisou by Perfume, which is a French brand with a great history. And in case you would like to find out more about it, please check out that video of mine in which I tell you everything about the brand and this fragrance in general, that I won't lie, wasn't love at first sniff for me, because the opening is pretty daring. I can tell you that I cannot pinpoint the notes in there, but I really smell black pepper in the opening, and it's surely not my favorite note in the perfumery just because it's just pungent. And in here it's very noticeable, but oh my god, as it dries down, it turns into the most classy, beautiful, fresh floral fragrance that is so hard to describe by the notes. It just smells like a floral garden after the rain, and on dewy flowers you smell black pepper. Strange and so cool. So I highly recommend it to everyone who's looking for a new signature scent, who likes spicy and floral fragrances. It's something phenomenal with great performance and absolutely beautiful dry down. Bisou is just like a very daring, passionate kiss. And for more information, link to my review is on the screen. So guys, although I've mentioned that's kind of like a signature scent, I am so excited to share with you that I finally purchased one of the fragrances that has been on my wish list forever. Literally, I had a sample of this perfume and it always gave me signature vibes, and thanks God I got it, and it was quite an affordable purchase of Mancera's Gold Incense fragrance. So you guys, this is a very unique perfume, and it is unique because it's very hard to describe it by the notes. Sometimes you look into the notes of Mancera's perfumes and you expect like one thing from the fragrance and it smells differently. It's kind of the case with this fragrance. Other than incense in there, which doesn't smell churchy at all, you might think it's churchy fragrance, but it's not. There is coffee, there's pink pepper, there are so many different flowers like violet, jasmine, rose, but there is also benzoin, patchouli, vanilla, and damask. It's not like the blend of the notes. It's not like, oh, I can smell black pepper. Oh, I can smell the almond. Oh, I can smell matcha. Maybe it's musky, but it's so nostalgic. It smells like you've smelled it in the past, like in your childhood on someone, okay? And then you've been searching for it days and years, and then surprisingly, you found it in Gold Incense. Well, that's the case for me. It's my signature scent. It perfumes that makes me feel very confident. That's why I really love to spray it on myself when I'm going out somewhere, because it's just like one of those perfumes I feel myself very good with, and sometimes I layer it with other perfumes I'm wearing, sometimes I wear it on its own. It's a powdery fragrance, smells feminine, maybe unisex, I don't know. If you're familiar with it, let me know, because I find not everyone talks about it, so it's kind of like an underrated gem in Mancera's range. Very wearable, beautiful. And finally, guys, I have a fragrance to share with you that is my least worn perfume, but only because it's the newest fragrance in my collection that I got in the end of the March, and it is from the French brand that I really stand behind and have already mentioned many times on my channel, which is called Maison Violi. And as you know, it was huge back in the days, and they kind of revolutionized perfume industry. They were popular around the world, and then because of different crises, brand kind of disappeared from the market, and just a couple of years ago it was brought back to life thanks to 3 friends who met at the perfume school, and they got really excited about this brand and to relaunch the perfumes from it because they loved vintage perfumery. And Maison Violi has been so well known around the world. They've been suppliers for different royalties, and I already mentioned their fragrances on my channel, but this one, which is called Nœud Bleu, is just so beautiful because it smells very fresh and at the same time powdery, and as you know, Jana loves her powdery fragrances. There is very lovely fresh iris note on which you get kind of like a lemon juice on the powdery iris petals, and also in the base there is musk, which makes it very clean. So it's a no-brainer. It's a very easygoing fragrance for everyday basis. I'll be wearing it in April and spring, summertime overall, just because it's so joyful and uplifting, and it's definitely for those who like classy and modern perfumes. And I highly recommend you check out this brand in case you want to support eco-friendly modern brand that creates very lovely fragrances. And something new that they launched is a soap, for which Maison Violi was so well known back in the days. And I know that 11th of April they have special offer going on, that if you purchase a full-size bottle of the perfume, you'll get the soap for free, which, you know guys, is kind of like an extra luxury element in your fragrance routine. So with that being said, if you are interested in their perfumes, feel free to use my discount to save some money. The link is going to be down below. And also, if you want to find out more about the brand from the creators, check out my interview with Anthony, who is one of the owners of the brand right now, who are working on the rebranding and everything, and he explains not only the story behind this fragrance Nœud Bleu, but also what they are doing and how they are doing it, and just very inspiring. So if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, make sure to do so for interesting behind the scenes content. And guys, that completed this monthly roundup, which I sincerely hope you enjoyed watching. And what I would like to hear from you now is which of the mentioned fragrances stood out to you the most and which fragrances you've been loving in March 2021. I'm excited to hear from you. Your feedback is always highly appreciated. It really helps my channel. And if you are new here and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And please give this video a thumbs up if you learned something new for yourself in it. And if you want to support my channel even more, please do so on Buy Me Coffee website. Your donations are always so helpful. And if there are any questions left, I'd be very glad to answer them. So let's chat in the comments, and I wish you all an amazing Easter weekend, happy holidays, and stay tuned for more cool videos. Bye guys!